Please stand as we honor America with our national anthem, performed by St. Croix Prep's Trumpet Trio. You may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasure to introduce St. Croix Preparatory Academy Upper School Principal, Mr. Andrew Zachariason.
I got to clap. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, orchestra. On behalf of the faculty and staff at St. Croix Preparatory Academy, I would like to welcome all of you to our annual commencement celebrating the graduating class of 2024. Commencement, as you may already know, indicates an instance of beginning, which makes sense. The beginning of what's next, the start of a new phase in your life. Each year we get a copy of the new yearbook, and Ms. Fiedler and the team do a really great job of capturing our time together, and it's always a little emotional because, as we look through it, you also realize how much fun we had. Sometimes we forget that. I hope you're able to see that in those images that capture our time. I hope that as you look back, that it reminds you of your impact on the school, who you are, and what you've done to get here today. Not always easy. I see it all the time. I see your impact on the faces of the kids that cheered for you as you walked down the hallway a couple Fridays ago for our senior walk. Those kids that know you because you read with them in lower school, and you know their name. Second grader who recognizes you as you walk by, they light up and they see you and they hope that you see them back. It's pretty cool. The high fives and few moments you give them that lets them know that you see them are important, that you recall the time you spent together and acknowledge it. That's what impact is. The time you share and the attention you give is more influential than you may ever understand, but my hope in those moments is that you see how good it is to make time, focus your attention, and contribute. I know today comes with its own strange combination of excitement and sadness, so parents, grandparents, just in case they don't say it, I'll say it for them. Thank you. Thank you for the support when we thought we couldn't make it work. Thank you for listening to us when we needed it and asking us those guided questions that helped us get to a better understanding. Thank you for helping us get to practice, rehearsal, dance, swimming. Thank you for supporting us and encouraging us when we needed it. Also, grandparents, grandma and grandpa, thank you for supporting and encouraging us along the way as well. Students, I'd like you to reflect a bit on the one moment where someone, maybe it was your grandma or maybe somebody, gave you a bit of advice that stopped you in your tracks, where the words gave you pause and you couldn't stop thinking about it. You'd never thought of it that way before. It can hit like that moment when you finally realize to pedal a bike or hit a three-pointer or read music on a page. You finally understand something that you didn't know before. Those words that started a new understanding. My advice to you is to let that person know that they made that impact on you. Just do that as a practice moving forward. Level of awareness will welcome excellence into your lives. And that's my message. I would like to take an opportunity to celebrate a few of our seniors. First, I'd like to recognize our lifers, who are students who started at kindergarten, I believe in 2011. Is that right? I think so. Should get that right. Anyway, they're graduating today. Would you follow students please stand when I call your name? Skylar Elger, Liam Bonneman, Lauren Barber, Patrick Brown, Lola Kalova, Aaron Davis, Anna Sophia Detman, Ruth Anadoli, Elizabeth Ewall, Paige Fashing, Taylor Felt, Ashley Harvey, Madeline Hughes, Sita Kretman, Audrey Lang, Ivy Lothenbach, Jake Miller, Elizabeth No, Brady Nelson, Tad Nelson, Olivia O'Donnell, Charlotte Peterson, Duran DJ Peterson, Graham Robbins, Pippa Schroeder, Ruby Tempest, Finn Tempest, Aiden Welsh, and Hudson Whitman. This year's Prep for Life Lifers, class of 2024. Thank you. Go ahead and have a seat. It's also important to stop for a second. I'd like to take a moment to thank all of our students and their commitment and contribution to our school. There are future students who will come to prep and never really understand the sacrifices and contributions and traditions that you have all built to ensure that the school continues to be an excellent place for kids. I want to take an additional moment to recognize a few other students whose academic accomplishments are signified with the silver and gold stole. Stole represents students graduating within the top 20 of the class. Will the following students please stand when I call your name? Madeline Hughes, Patrick Brown, Ivy Lothenbach, Owen Fager, Olivia O'Donnell, Lauren Barber, Elizabeth Ewall, Salim Tao, Delilah Gunderman, William Vaughn, Jason Voth, Nicole Ekbruke, Clara Hall, Monzi Stiles, Alexandriana Davis, Lindsay Merrick, Serena Reinholt, Henry Furstenberg, Samik Vanavasam, and Bryce Feller. Congratulations on all of your hard work. Go ahead and have a seat. Again, welcome everyone. Thank you for helping us celebrate our class of 2024.
Samik Vanavasam has been a student at St. Croix Prep since 4th grade. He plays the tenor sax and bass clarinet and was a recipient of the Louis Armstrong Jazz Award for 2024. He is an award-winning member of our speech and debate team, and in addition, he serves as president of the Science Club. This fall, he plans to attend University of Wisconsin-Madison, where he will major in a biology pre-med track. Ladies and gentlemen, it is our distinct privilege to present to you St. Croix Preparatory Academy's 2024 Salutatorian, Samik Vanavasam.
Thank you so much, everyone. Before I begin rambling on about the rest of my speech, I'd like to thank some people that have made it possible for me to be in this position here today. First off, to my teachers, thank you so much for what it is that you do at this school. Mr. Brown and Miss Riggles, thank you for always being teachers I can laugh with despite being evil. Like, come on, really? Pop quizzes are just supposed to be bluffs. And Mr. Davis, thank you for teaching me how to talk at about 300 words per minute and making it impossible for me to ever give a slow speech again. If it feels like I'm ever talking fast in this speech, blame him. He prepared me too well for debate. And Mr. DeCaro, thank you for illustrating to me the importance of music and being a great mentor that has pushed and inspired me for the past 7 years. Your Culver's after concert advice has been invaluable. And Mr. Hasselberger, Thank you so much for being the best mentor and advisor I could have asked for over the last 2 years. You've taught me what it means to be a leader and helped me through some of my toughest moments in high school. And to all of our teachers, we don't appreciate you all enough for how much it is that you do. Thank you for putting up with all of us. To all my classmates, thank you for being some of the best I could have ever asked for. From playing Among Us during advisory and COVID to diving off a pier during senior skip day. Thank you for always making school exciting and enjoyable. To my friends, thank you for accepting me for who I am, even with all my flaws. For celebrating me at my highs and being there for me at my lows and providing me with so many laughs and good times. Thanks to you guys, I know I'll always have someone to waste money with at Culver's. I don't have time to name all of you, but I know some of you will actually kill me if I don't name drop you. So thank you, Roman, for always being there since 4th grade. Thank you, Serena and Mimi, for all the laughs and good times. Thank you, Boone and Saad, for all the late night conversations and dozens of hours wasted on Instagram Reels. And thank you, Joey and Lindsay, for always pushing me to be a better person. My mom has, and last and most importantly, my family. My mom and dad have been the ones pushing me ever since my dream job was to be a construction worker of all things. I can't even begin to cover just how much they do for me. My mom has woken up 2 hours early every day of the past 4 years just to make me and my sister lunch, while also juggling a full-time job and being someone I can always lean on to guide me on the right path and comfort me. She's one of the strongest people I know and has always been my biggest fan. My dad is one of the hardest working people I know and has been the single biggest inspiration and reason why I'm standing here today. Without his constant support and drive to make me the best person I can be, I don't think I'd be half the man I am today. To both of you, thank you for putting up with this angsty teenager. I'll miss you both more than you can imagine. And Ritika, thank you for always being there to ground me when I turn into that angsty teenager. Despite how annoying you are, you've been one of the best sisters I could ever ask for. I'll miss you too. All right, moving on to the rest of my speech. One of the most profound quotes I've read came from, of all people, a professional golfer, Walter Hagen, who said, "You're only here for a short visit. Don't hurry, don't worry, and be sure to smell the flowers along the way." I feel like this quote is more valuable than ever today. Even though we are going off to college and are legally adults, becoming an adult still feels as far away to me as it seemed when I was in 4th grade. It feels like I joined that Zoom class on the first day of school in 9th grade just yesterday. Like time's flying by at breakneck speeds, and we've never really had a moment to just take our breath. I sometimes wish I had a time machine to just go back and experience everything, to take my time, to keep myself from getting swept away in the daily hubbub of life. Homework, studying, work, wondering if your crush likes you back, worrying about getting into a good college, going to Culver's, athletics, more homework, making your parents angry, and homework again. Combined with everything else that's being a part of a teenager, it's hard to not get lost. To return to that quote, it feels like all I've done in high school is hurry and worry, and make that short visit that we all have feel even shorter. And on top of that, because it's so hard to juggle everything, at the end of these 4 years, each one of us probably has some regrets. Except for Liam. He's like perfect. How many awards did you win at senior dinner again? Like 10? But other than him, it's impossible for any of us to live life with no regrets. To not have those moments that keep you up at 3 a.m. And that's for a reason, as I believe that those regrets are what make you human. And to be honest, I might be a little too human because I have a lot of regrets. And if you don't believe me, which I mean, why would you? It doesn't look like I make a lot of mistakes. Ask Mr. Brown. He's always reminding me of them. Some people believe that they can avoid regrets by working harder, by pushing themselves further and further. But that often creates regrets in of itself, as you miss out on other parts of life. I know personally. But I don't worry about those regrets too much, because in my opinion, those regrets are what make life worth living if you approach them the right way. They provide room for growth and reflection on how far you've come, as long as you take action on them and use the right mindset in addressing them. So when Mr. Brown reminds me of some of the things I said sophomore year, and I was pretty weird sophomore year, I almost see it as a reminder of how much I've grown since then. I found that the answer to dealing with these regrets is to smell the flowers, to appreciate what I have right now and not what my future self might worry about. To take a moment to notice how blue the sky is today, how warm the sun feels on your skin, the way the leaves on the trees rustle and dance in the wind. Doing so grounds you in a way. Smelling the flowers lets you take an active role in your life without getting lost in the hubbub, to dive headfirst into what life has to offer you without drowning. It allows you to live your life knowing that you will have regrets. Smelling the flowers contextualizes everything going on within your life within a wider context and makes it easier to approach. Smelling the flowers lets you hate yourself for some of the decisions you'll make. But in the end, understand that it's a part of growth, and there's no point in trying to be perfect. In spite of your regrets and everything going on in your life at the moment, you can still find the light in the darkness by smelling the flowers. And smelling the flowers doesn't literally have to mean leaning over and smelling a tulip or anything. It can be anything that allows you to step back from the daily grind to reset and take a breath. For me, it's running. You achieve some insane levels of clarity around mile 4 of a 70% humidity day in the middle of July that makes it feel like it's not your final mile of the run, but instead your final hour. But anything that's able to separate you from the grind and the daily hubbub of life can count as smelling the flowers. So I guess you can say that I'm telling you to physically run away from your problems so that you can figuratively deal with them later. Just appreciating what you have and living in the moment every now and then can be enough to contextualize your mistakes, worries, and regrets to learn from them and live a more informed and purposeful life. The next time you find yourself needlessly worrying about something or some decisions that you make, contextualize them by smelling the flowers. Oftentimes, I realize that I'm overthinking and overblowing these issues to seem bigger or more impactful than they actually are. So as we become adults, make mistakes. Have regrets and sleepless nights over why you made that joke or why you left those 40 hours of CNA training videos for the last 24 before they were due. I still don't know how I'm going to get those done because you'll end up better for it. Don't let your future self and potential regrets define you. Take a moment to notice how beautiful the sky looks today or go for a run. Take time for yourself. So to return to the great Walter Hagen's quote again, you're only here for a short visit. Don't hurry, don't worry, and be sure to smell the flowers along the way. Who knew professional golfers were such profound philosophers? Thank you.
Alexandriana Davis has been a student at St. Croix Prep since 8th grade. She is the speech and debate team captain, vice president of the National Honor Society, and the recipient of St. Croix Preparatory Academy's Activities Award for 2024. Lexi will be attending St. Catherine University in the fall, where she plans to study English and Women's and Gender Studies. Ladies and gentlemen, we are honored to present Lexi Davis as your student representative for the class of 2024.
F is for friends who do stuff together. U is for you and me. N is for anywhere and anytime and all down here in the deep blue sea. Ah, SpongeBob. I'm sure many of you have seen this spectacular show of whimsy and buffoonery. For those of you who haven't seen it in a while, or perhaps for those of you who have never seen it, allow me to remind you of what this show is about. SpongeBob is, well, a sponge who lives in an underwater pineapple. He works at the Krusty Krab and attends a boating school. Many of his misadventures happen with his best friend Patrick the Starfish and the many other characters throughout this show. The concept of SpongeBob sounds ludicrous, I know. However, I found that many of the characteristics of the characters in the show apply to the class of 2024. Now, I know you're already looking at your friends thinking, are they more a Sandy Cheeks or a Squidward? But let's try to withhold judgment just a little longer. So today, we will first dive into the ocean and understand each of the main characters in the SpongeBob show. Next, we will dive over to the Krusty Krab and eat a Krabby Patty as we examine how these characters' attributes can be found in the class of 2024. And finally, we will read the Krabby Patty secret formula, which explains how these characteristics can carry us forward in our future endeavors. So first, let me introduce you to each of the main characters. Let's begin with the one, the only, SpongeBob SquarePants. SpongeBob is a silly, goofy, talking sponge. He is always optimistic about his life experiences and has a strong desire to help others succeed, making him a very likable character. He does have some pitfalls, such as being naive and rather immature at times, but what stands out most about him is his curiosity. SpongeBob is always willing to learn new things and try new experiences. No matter how many times he stumbles and falls, he is always willing to get back up and is ready for the challenges the new day will bring. SpongeBob would be incomplete without his best friend, Patrick Star. While Patrick Star is often deemed as the dumb, lazy character, he does have some redeemable attributes. Patrick sticks by SpongeBob's side through thick and thin, and is always willing to join SpongeBob on his many adventures. While Patrick may make many mistakes, it is clear that he holds a strong moral compass and is always trying to make up for the problems he has caused. Overall, Patrick is a true friend. Sandy Cheeks is the squirrel with a southern accent who lives underwater in a glass dome, which I guess makes as much sense as the rest of the show, right? Not only is she fearless and adventurous, but she is independent and intelligent. However, even Sandy can sometimes be a little inflexible, showing that even the most intellectually minded characters have room to grow. Now for Squidward. Squidward is impatient, arrogant, and condescending. What makes him admirable is how he is constantly seeking self-improvement. He practices his art of playing the clarinet often, keeping to himself to focus on what he believes is important. But while he may seem no nonsense, he is also known to cut loose from time to time. Mr. Krabs, SpongeBob's employer, is greedy and only seems to care about money. However, he does have some quality leadership skills as a business owner and cares deeply about his daughter, Pearl. Last but not least, Plankton. Plankton is a power-hungry, egotistical antagonist constantly trying to steal the Krabby Patty secret formula. While Plankton is often regarded as evil, there are instances where his soft side appears, such as when he values the well-being of his computer wife, Karen. So what we've learned is that each character, while having their primary attributes, also have some nuance that makes them more than just two-dimensional characters. So now that we dove into the primary attributes of each of these characters, it is time to swim on over to the Krusty Krab, grab a Krabby Patty, and understand how these attributes apply to the class of 2024. The class of 2024 has gone through a lot. Whether it was rolling out of bed freshman year to hop on a Zoom call during COVID, or failing to catch ourselves from falling down the senior slide, we have been on a long roller coaster together. However, it is clear that amidst all of these highs and lows of the ride, our journey wouldn't have been the same if our class didn't have the complexities like the SpongeBob characters do. We have seen the fun and the goofy of SpongeBob and Patrick through pep fests, coffee houses, and dances. We have seen the intelligent Sandy, as well as the competition between Plankton and Mr. Krabs, through the competitive academics at our school. We have witnessed the dedication to the arts like Squidward through the beautiful music our bands, choirs, and orchestras play. Our class experience was so well-rounded and beautiful because of how all of these aspects balanced each other out. The most important thing, however, is that these aspects of our class experience existed because each of these attributes reside in each of us. We are smart and fun and adventurous. We make the class of 2024 what it is, and we wouldn't be where we are today without each unique and bizarre character there to complete it. So now that we have eaten our Krabby Patty, it is time to read the secret formula, to understand why SpongeBob is so important for our future. We all have complexities. Whether you found your laid-back side in Patrick or your artsy side in Squidward, we aren't just one of these characters. We are a mix of them all. As you go off into the world, ask yourself, what kind of characteristics do you want to bring with you? Remember, the world is our oyster, or pineapple, and we are free to be whomever we want to be. So today, we first dove into the ocean to understand each of the main characters in the SpongeBob show. We then ate a Krabby Patty to understand how these attributes have shaped the class of 2024. And finally, we read The Secret Formula, learning how to bring the characters' attributes with us into our future. SpongeBob may be a silly show of whimsy and buffoonery. However, it allows us to understand ourselves and our high school experience a little bit better. But all in all, no matter what lesson you take away from this today, just remember, F is for friends who do stuff together, U is for you and me, N is for anywhere and anytime at all down here in the deep blue sea. Thank you.
Under the direction of Ms. Mary Catherine Maney, please welcome members of St. Croix Preparatory Academy's Upper School Chamber Choir.
Rise up, follow me, come away is the call, with love in your heart as the only song. There is no such beauty as where you belong.
Bryce Feller has attended St. Croix Prep since 5th grade. He plays the trumpet in our school band and is an award-winning member of our speech and debate team. He was a recipient of the Louis Armstrong Jazz Award and the Spanish Department Award for 2024. This fall, he will attend the University of Florida, where he plans to major in aerospace engineering. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the high privilege and distinct honor of presenting to you St. Croix Preparatory Academy's 2024 Valedictorian, Bryce Feller.
Hello there. I'd like to begin by thanking God for his guidance and love in getting me to where I am today. I'd like to thank my family for supporting me. And I'd like to thank the entire prep community and faculty. Although I don't know half of you half as well as I should like, and I like less than half of you half as well as you deserve, I do know it is undoubtedly true that you helped all of us get to the amazing place in life that we are in today. You know, we've learned a lot over these 4 years. We've learned from Mr. Krupper how to find the pot and the sot. We've learned from Miss Riggles how to survive in the Alaskan wilderness for 4 days and the best methods for how to summon the deans. We've learned how Mr. DeCaro's eloquence, intelligence, and heart made his Dr. Seuss bedtime stories at Shell Lake so much more engaging. We've learned from Mr. Eckel that people who go to Kowalski's voted for Bernie Sanders, how to become one with a possum, and that, frankly, sanity is overrated. We've learned from Dr. Schreier and Dr. Ballounis that this school hires the greatest biology teachers ever. And for the OGs here, although some say Mr. Sorensen taught us about the emotion of art, I'd like to think he taught me about the flow. And we've learned from each other. We've learned how to take the longest bathroom break during English seminars. I think Tejbir Brielle was the record holder in my 6th hour. We've learned to have multifaceted interests through people like Patrick, who seem to pick up a new talent every few months. We've learned how to climb up trees and into sewers with Jason. We've learned how to be simultaneously the gentlest and loudest person by Owen's example. And we've learned how to ban crowd surfing with John Nicholson and Elliot. And we've definitely mastered the singular move at school dances, which is the jump in place like it's a rave move. All jokes aside, this school has prepared us for the next stage of life. According to U.S. News and World Report, we are the number 3 high school in Minnesota and number 1 for the College Readiness Index rank. We've gone to all state groups, won major awards and scholarships, and have found ourselves much more successful than had we not attended this school. And now we're older. A couple weeks ago in AP Biology, our class was studying ecology and examined some epidemiological models about life expectancy from countries across the world. But not only did we study that, we also learned the exact date we would die according to what the model projected. Thank you for that, Dr. Ballounis. But it got me thinking. We've lived around 22% of our lives by this point. By the time we graduate college, 3 billion people have been born in our lifespan. Thus, we're all presented with the following question, a question that everyone has been confronted with since the beginning of time. In the grand scheme of the world, our lives are like this. So how do we live for this, for something greater than ourselves and make a real impact? As Tom Brady once said, why do I have 3 Super Bowl rings and still think there's something greater out there for me? There's got to be more than this. That vision will look different and unique for each of us, but we can all get there with one essential component, intrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation is finding something deep within ourselves that can drive us through challenges. It's running the 200-meter in track because you just want to give it your all when you know you're probably the slowest sprinter in the entire state and you really should just stick to your Quizlets. It's playing an instrument not to check off a credit, but to enrich our community's lives with the gift that is music. It's studying for that test not for the grade, but for the enjoyment of learning and the knowledge that we gain from it. It fuels a greater calling we have in life, to serve others rather than just ourselves. Extrinsic motivation is fueled by happiness, a cheap and fleeting currency in life. Intrinsic motivation generates joy, a state of being. And we've all experienced intrinsic motivation in our lives. Just think of Service Day. When we showed up for Service Day this year, yes, it was encouraged by the school, but it wasn't required. There wasn't a tangible reward for it. I believe we recognized we were serving something greater than ourselves, and we impacted a significant number of children with the meals we packed. Now, some of us didn't show up, and we've all done that too at times. We've thought, what difference will it really make whether we pack a couple meals, or that we'll do something else to make up for it later in life? But at the moment, I want to relax. In that moment, we weren't focused on this. We were living for this. The more we grow older, the more opportunities we'll have to utilize intrinsic motivation. We'll have more control over allocating our time and resources to helping others, from those in our community to those across the world. And we'll have more failures. At times, we've all broken friendships, thought cynically, and not have given others the benefit of the doubt. And those problems will continue. In the future, we'll be tempted to focus on one more promotion, one more car, a bigger house. But even when bad things happen, we can always take away something good from them, even if it's to learn to not do something again. Intrinsic motivation keeps us going when everything else fails us. But for each of our failures, we found many more meaningful things in life. And intrinsic motivation has gotten us through these past 4 years with flying colors. We've worked to participate in all-state bands and sports that we could have ignored or given up on attaining. We've all taken standardized or AP tests and performed in the top 1% of the nation when we could have passed up on studying and taking them. Our football team has utilized intrinsic motivation to keep working and improving, and we've supported them despite the, point disparities during some of the games. And of course, those Quizlets don't make themselves, and I've been honored to share so many of them with you all. We did all this to learn, to share the gifts we had, and to enrich the world we live in with more than just stuff. Our successes are much more than our failures. Theodore Roosevelt once said, "Old age is like everything else. To make a success of it, you've got to start young." And we've made such great success throughout our high school career. And we will keep it up throughout our lives, so that by the time we're old and gray, we can sit back and say, yes, I've lived for this. So with that, in honor of all the achievements we've had and all our intrinsic motivation we found, I would like to congratulate the graduating class of 2024. All we had to do was go the distance, and we won the match. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, St. Croix Preparatory Academy's Executive Director, Mr. John Gutierrez.
Can everybody hear me back there? Good, good, okay. Lots of smiling faces. We're almost there. But this is the end of the year, so what happens is a lot of different things take place, so I just want to make sure everybody's in the right spot. Because, we do have, we had awards dinner, we had a senior dinner, we had a senior lunch, so I just want to confirm, this is the final examination for the class of 2024. And you thought I was kidding. Final examination. 3 questions for you. 5 minutes each. Listen carefully. Question number 1. Do you know yourself? Do you know yourself? Who are you and who do you want to be? I know your name. Your name is written on the programs. But who are you and who do you want to be? I see your appearance, and today you all look very similar. Other days you don't. I see your appearance, but who are you and who do you want to be? Your accomplishments. Over the past couple weeks, I've heard of them, and they're well deserved. I've heard of your accomplishments, but who are you? Do you know yourself? And if you want to know yourself, you should probably know what you believe. Well, I got to tell you, honestly, in the last 5 years, this society has changed. It's changed a lot. So when you get to campus, you may be asked, what do you believe? What do you believe about religion? What do you believe about politics? What do you believe about immigration, gun control? What do you believe about climate? Socialism versus capitalism? Race, gender issues? What do you believe? Is it okay to drink alcohol, to vape, to do drugs? Is it okay to cheat on a test? Is it okay to use AI to complete your homework? And where do these belief systems come from? Family, friends, influencers. What brings you joy? What brings you fulfillment? What makes you nervous? What makes you anxious? What makes you angry? How do you deal with challenges? How do you deal with defeat and failure? Do you know yourself? Okay, now it's just us. Nobody else is in the room, just us. There are no right answers. There are no wrong answers. There are only your answers. There are only your answers. And this is very important for you to understand. The reason for that is there is only one you. You have lived your life. I haven't lived your life. The person next to you hasn't lived your life. You are unique. There is only you, a one and only. There is no one with the same exact skill set, no one with the exact same personality, no one with the same experiences, the same dreams and desires. They are yours. You are unique. Because of your family system, where you were born, where you lived, your family, traditions, extended family, travel, holidays, your family systems make you unique. Your school experience makes you unique. Okay, Prep for Lifers, see brilliant bears, right? Raise your hand. Okay, busy bees. What's left? Brady birds. Okay, look at this. Even your kindergarten experience was different. Okay, those of you that aren't Prep for Lifers, stand up, please. Okay, to you, thank you for your contributions to our school, our community, and making the class of 2024 what it is. Turn around, wave to your friends and family. Let's give them a round of applause. Okay, you may be seated. So you're unique because of your school experience. I mean, what is it? Why do you play a musical instrument? What is it about Latin or Spanish? I mean, do you love science? You love English? And the activities that you're involved in, speech, drama, theater, lacrosse, soccer, volleyball, track, and then your emphasis on service, your commitment to it, and the fact that you do it with character. Do you know yourself? Question 1 is complete. What are you going to do when you leave, when you walk across this stage? What is next for you? Question number 2, will you challenge yourself? Will you challenge yourself? Okay, I know what you're saying, Mr. Gutierrez, this is prep. I've been challenging myself for so long. Well, will you challenge yourself continuously and maybe do it in new ways? Will you challenge yourself by being curious? Will you be curious? Listen. Listen. the sound of silence. The whispers of your dreams are knocking on the doorstep of your heart. Can you hear them? You can only hear them when you omit the blaring sounds that creep in on you. The great omission in our life is solitude, the time, space, and quietness, which is the incubator of your spirit. Are you curious? Are there things you want to do? Walk along the Great Wall of China, fly in a hot air balloon. You want to plant a garden? Want to learn to juggle, be in an improv theater? Do you want to hang glide? Do you want to build a computer? Do you want to write a poem? Are there classes that you would like to take? Cultures you'd like to experience? Issues you'd like to explore? Are there books you'd like to read? Will you meet new people? Will you meet people that are different than you? Will you ask them questions? Will you reflect? Will you try to understand those people that have a different opinion than you? Will you venture out? Will you make yourself uncomfortable? Will you challenge yourself by being curious? Will you challenge yourself by setting goals? You must set goals. Long term, and then the interim goals in between. You write them down. When do you need to do them? What time? How will that take place? And then you must measure it. Two simple examples. The first one, running a marathon. The youngest in our family is training to run her first marathon. So she sought advice. 4-month plan. The end goal is to run the race, but the interim is to run 3 to 4 times a week, 3 to 5 miles those days. Every other weekend, it's a long run, starting with 8, then 10, gradually getting up to 20 miles, tapering off after 3 weeks prior to the race to rest. She's just completed her 17-mile run. Long-term goal, interim goals. What do you need to do? Measure it. Reading a book. I like to read books. Sometimes I take the same approach when I read a book. I read one recently, which I would recommend. It's by Jonathan Haidt. It's called The Righteous Mind, Why Good People Differ on Religion and Politics. So when I take a book like that, the goal is to read the book. But how do I read it? I'll read the table of contents, I'll look at the index, and then I'll read the prologue, I'll read the conclusion of the book. I'll scan each chapter, I'll read the introduction of the chapter, I'll read the end of the chapter, I'll take a look at the topics there. Then eventually, chapter 1, chapter 2. This is how you approach goals. And what you will discover is this. When you get to that destination, that will feel great. But you will understand that the true benefit is from the journey along the way. The journey along the way. Challenge yourself by being curious. Challenge yourself by setting goals. This last one is about protecting your time. You know, I've said this to many graduating classes, but I'm not sure if it's more important than to this graduating class in this time in our society. For everyone in the room, every day we receive a gift. It's the gift of time. Rarely acknowledged, but always received. You got 24 hours. You got 24 hours. You have 7 days a week, 168 hours. How will you spend that time? There is a robber in your midst. There is a robber in your midst. There is something very close to you, if used improperly, will destroy you. How will you react? Beware of the thief. But I have a question for you. Are you carrying the thief in your pocket? Is it your phone? Your other technology, your computer, your gaming system, your streaming apps? These are tools of productivity, convenience, and entertainment. Have they become the weapons of your own destruction? How much will you give up to accomplish your goals? Challenge yourself. Be curious, set goals, protect your time. The last question in your final exam. Will you believe in yourself? Will you believe in yourself? You see, when you know yourself and then you set your goals and you start to do the work, people are going to notice. I mean, the world's waiting for you. There's many encouraging voices, but when you get to the negativity, when it comes to you, you must believe in yourself. First hurdle is going to be the criticism and the self-doubt. Hey, why are you working so hard? You know, I could do that if I wanted. I mean, I could. It's just I don't want to. Why are you working so hard and making us look so bad? Hey, can you come hang out with us a little bit more? Oh, you know, you really can't accomplish that, right? Okay, those are words that sting and words that linger, because then pretty soon you start to believe it. You think, oh, man, maybe, I don't know, that is kind of hard. Maybe I shouldn't try. Oh, when that self-doubt creeps in on you, you should heed the words of William Shakespeare. Our doubts are traitors and cause us to miss the good that we oft might win by fear of attempting. Your doubts betray you. They stab you in the back. They cause you to pause. They cause you to hesitate. They cause you to stop. If you would only continue, you would accomplish your goals. You would accomplish your goals. Well, you have self-doubt and criticism, but then the next hurdle has two words written on it. It's called peer pressure. See, peer pressure wants to strip you of your individuality. It wants to make you like everybody else. Everybody else. It tells you who is influential, who is popular, who the influencers are, what is important. It tells you what is fashionable and what is acceptable. Peer pressure wants to control you, lessen your self-esteem, make you find acceptance somewhere else. You must ignore it, reject it, and fight it. I mean, here's why. You aren't like everybody else. It's just you. And within each one of you, every single one of you, there is greatness. There is love. There is intelligence. There is compassion. There is kindness. There are gifts that only you have. That only you have. Hurdle number 3 and the final one. You must believe in yourself by persevering. Okay, we're getting ready to walk up here, okay? But for a moment, as only you know, let's reflect on a time that was hard, that was difficult. This year, last year, in your years at prep, a difficult time. Time you were frustrated. You were anxious. You were filled with anxiety, and you didn't think you could continue. You wanted to quit. And maybe you did for a while. Maybe you did. But look where we are. There's a Japanese proverb. Fall down 7 times, get up 8. Get up 8. You have modeled this for all of us. You believe in yourself. And so on behalf of everyone, I must say this to you. I am astonished. I'm amazed. I'm in awe, and I am in wonder, because I wonder, how did you do it? I want to sincerely thank you, because you have challenged me, and you have challenged everyone here, because deep down, we know there is nothing magical or mystical about your accomplishments. Nothing at all. Your final exam. Did you pass? Look at what you're wearing. Yes, you did. Your final exam, except this is also your entrance exam. For your next step, wherever you go, whatever you might do, wherever you might be, continue to know yourself, to challenge yourself, and believe in yourself. To the class of 2024, well done, congratulations.
To confirm the diplomas, please welcome Upper School Principal Mr. Andrew Zachariason, Executive Director Mr. John Gutierrez, and St. Croix Preparatory Academy Board Chair Mr. Robert Hilo.
Okay. Skylar Grace Alger. Kayla Chase Anderson. Joseph Craig Arns. Elijah Daniel Armitage. Abel Ashanafi. Liam Michael Bonneman. Lauren Catherine Barber. Erin May Bodmiller. Patrick Ryan Brown. Braden Matthew Shador. Lola Evelyn Kalova. Alexandriana Grace Davis. Erin Elsie Davis. Sorry. Anna Sophia Nelson Dadman. Ruth Anna Ray Doley. Aaliyah May Dubale. Nicole Obaro Ekpruke. Elizabeth May Ewald. Owen Shane Fager. Ready? Paige Helen Bashing. All right. Bryce Theodore Feller. Taylor Thomas Felt. Henry Jacob Furstenberg. Cameron Virginia Gleason. Elliot Woodward Gremmels. Delilah Rose Gunderman. Clara Frances Hall. Ashley Elizabeth Harvey. Oliver Raymond Hoffbeck. Madeline Elizabeth Hughes. Maya Elizabeth Ince, sorry. Jacob David Johnson. Viviana Kashi Kenfield. Andrew Edward Kurtz. Blake Robert Clemenhagen. Connor Harold Corba. Martina Elizabeth Cratley. Sida Kretman. Sorry. Audrey May Lang. Ethan James Lee. Okay. Ready? Roman Martin Leffler. Ivy Johanna Lothenbach. Connor Johan Luken. Sana Karam Malek. Lindsay Rose Merrick. Cynthia Lynn Meisinger. Dylan Charles Meisinger. Jake Riley Miller. Madeline Renee Mogren. Elizabeth Lauren No. Brady Stephen Nelson. Tad Jacob Nelson. John Alexander Nicholson. Olivia Jibing O'Donnell. Moreya Lynn Patsy. Sophie Avenel Peterson. Charlotte Rose Peterson. Durand John Moj Peterson. Jenna Margaret Pavoni. Donovan Michael Prunty. Serena Hope Reinhout. Go ahead, Roman. Yeah, there's still time. All right, Charlotte, you ready? Charlotte May Rinta. Graham Aaron Robbins. Brielle Mary Sanders. Felicity Caroline Josephine Sanneman. Kaylee May Scheller. Owen Thomas Schoenbaum. Pippa Hale Schroeder. Anthony Thomas Shelton. Jackson Becker Smith. Manzi Mira Stiles. Finn Lewis Tempest. Ruby Lee Tempest. Nora Catherine Tepp. Salim Presley Tao. Samik Vanavasam. William Theodore Vaughn. Jason Andrew Voth. Chloe Kiza Watkins. Aiden Christopher Welsh. Hudson Owen Whitman. Meredith Marie Wicks. Camilla Fatima Wright. Go ahead, Charlotte. They will.
Upper School Principal Mr. Andrew Zachariason will now present to you the graduating class of 2024.
Graduates, please stand and face the audience. Lights, please. You may now move your tassel from right to left. It is my honor to announce this year's graduating class of St. Croix Preparatory Academy 2024.